Hello and welcome to Wonderworld Episode 1, or to be more truthful, Road Simulator for the next 20 minutes. That's right, this episode is where we make loads of lovely stuff in Planet Coaster that the guests can't use and probably don't appreciate. They're so mean. Now it's been a while without a park series on the channel, but I'm back. In the past I've made a range of parks, with Dream Park and Adventura Italia being some of the larger ones, but this time I wanted to create a smaller park, similar size to Peak Park and Western Adventure, but more themed and more detailed, especially now that I'm working on PC and I'm blessed with the amazing Steam Workshop and all of its TMTK goodness. So in this first episode, we're going to start off with obviously the most exciting things you can build in Planet Coaster, the stuff the guests can't use. It would be cool if ever we get a Planet Coaster 2, that you could have an actual road system with cars that could be how the guests arrive to the park, instead of them just spawning in a magical portal thingy, but oh well, we can dream. Because I can't lie, building roads in Planet Coaster is a physical embodiment of exhilaration, and if I have any advice for you when building them, don't. Anyway, the first section of this time lapse is me building the main road that will be the main access to the park. As you can see, the road design isn't my speciality, so I had quite an awful time doing a lot of iterations for this one, but I finally settled on a style that I liked. This isn't just me having to play around with the cars, I was testing to see if they actually fit round the corner and into the lanes of the road. And here I am just adding one of Moomin's lovely little UK road signs. Oh no, you've caught me again, playing with cars. This is a great example of what I was talking about when I said the many different iterations of me designing this road. Like here, where the road wasn't actually wide enough for the bus to fit around the corner, so I had to adjust it. After this, I moved on to creating the actual entrance road of the park, and a roundabout. This park took a little inspiration from Moomin's A Very Welsh Park, but instead of the car parks branching out to either side, I decided to have the entrance on the left of the road and the car park on the right to create a different layout and effect. Also, if you see any massive coasters in the background, don't get too attached, they don't stay. I was just having, one of those days where you just want to build really weird coasters that wouldn't exist. Is it just me? Here I am just fencing in the maintenance area. It's always important to have a maintenance area in your park. It adds just a sense of realism. This can have your back of house areas, rubbish plant works, and be where your maintenance workers access the park, and potentially the rides. The main story behind this park is that the land was once owned by a rich family who lived in a large castle. Remember that for later in the series. As time went on, the family sold the land and it was converted into a gardens, with the castle being the main feature. Over the years, the garden and specifically the castle would become more and more derelict and abandoned, until some genius, that being me, purchased the land and turned it into a theme park. Now that it's approaching the festive season, why don't you get yourself a Christmas present and show the channel some love by becoming a channel member. This gives you a range of perks like member badges, exclusive updates and polls, access to a private Discord chat, and even early access to videos. Just click the join button below to find out more. Just here I'm starting to create the blue car park, which is our accessible car park at the theme park. It's always important to add these accessible areas, which is why all of the rides have ramp access so that wheelchair users can still access all the attractions. I'm just adding this disused carousel ride in to give a hint of the park's past. I do feel sorry for this park worker, who will never see the light of day again. However, realism has its consequences. I hope she understands. I always try to give my parks a sense of cohesion, so this building will be the first of many that look alike. This one in particular being the main park offices. One of the many perks of TMTK is actually having a nice font to put in signs. You'll see signs like this all around the park giving guests directions on the most important places that they need to go. In the maintenance area, I created the ruins of an old coaster track left there to decay and become overgrown. If this isn't a hint of what's to come later in the series, then I don't think I can be more obvious. Another realism aspect it's important to get in your parks is to think about all the different modes of transport that can get you there. Like here, I'm putting in a taxi drop-off lane and a bus stop. A car park of this scale needs control, so I'm adding this ticket unit here which can serve 2 lanes. If there's one thing that you've probably noticed during this time lapse, it would be that I start off building quite slowly. This is because I just thought I'd jump in straight at the deep end, and after attempting to learn the PC controls of Planet Coaster for only a few hours after just purchasing the game, I thought I'd go straight into building a park, but don't worry, the pace eventually picks up. If you're new here, or I forgot to mention, this is my first park and one of my first ever creations on Planet Coaster PC. I've been using the console version since its launch and just recently bought a PC, so I thought I'd give the PC version a go. The controls are actually quite different and I really didn't expect this. My gaming experiences on a mouse and keyboard only really include Minecraft, so I had no idea how different it was going to be, and it is really different to the console version. After using the game a lot more and getting more familiar with the controls, I'm now a lot more confident with them, but it took quite a bit of practice. I'm just curious, I need to Google something. Okay, so car park enthusiasts are actually a thing. If there's any car park enthusiasts watching, how does this one stack up? Here I'm laying down this Victorian tile which will be the main surface of our park's entrance. At the back of the car park I'm just fencing in this road that will be the exit for buses and taxis. Also, creating car parks is actually enjoyable. Who knew? But what isn't enjoyable is copying and pasting over 100 cars, buses and taxis and painstakingly making them all different, at least from a distance. This literally gave me a headache, but I digress. We have cars in the car park because it would just be a park, you know, without cars. As we bring this episode to a close, I would just like to say thank you for watching. This series will run for around 10 weeks, so well into 2023, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, as only 20% of you are, and this would massively help me to get to 4,000 subscribers. I've got loads and loads of exciting content with this park and other amazing projects on the way coming very soon, so you might want to stick around for those. And with that, I'll see you in episode 2.